fish and chips and vinegar, pepper, pepper, pepper hot.
One
Fish
bottle
and
pop,
chips and
two bottle
vinegar,
pop, three bottle pop,
vinegar,
four bottle pop,
fish
five
and
bottle pop,
chips and
six
vinegar,
bottle pop,
pepper,
seven
pepper,
bottle
pepper
pop.
hot.
We're having a benefit concert for Students for Giving. It's the most hands-on thing that a student can do and see an immediate impact.
I have never seen a group process like this before.
How do you narrow down issues from the broad to the specific?
We have 20 some odd students in the class that are very strong students, very opinionated, very passionate.
You don't have to get upset.
I'm just trying to reiterate a point.
The class can be kind of intense.
It's about need, and I don't know, I just don't understand why we're not going to give to them.
They can't say specifically where it will go.
We have to have somebody in the class tending to emotional tenor, because sometimes it just gets really heated.
Everybody's going to have their own opinions, and they're allowed to have their opinions.
This class was particularly intense. It involved more than just numbers and facts and theories. It was definitely like, how do you want to spend this money? How do you want to make a difference in the community?
They're asking for $5,000.
What we do is we work very closely with social service providers that provide treatment services.
It's about just serving the people, and that's all I want to do.
Students for Giving has changed my life drastically.
Taking nonprofit and philanthropy has made the idea of being active in the nonprofit world realistic for me. It's changed my perspective on like what I am going to do when I get out of school and how I'm going to make a difference.
I got involved with Students for Giving because I needed to take an accounting class.
Students for Giving was a nice segue into learning about the nonprofit world.
I was actually surprised that there was such a class.
The Students for Giving program is the best, most practical application that enables students to understand the benefits of giving and the science of giving.
The day we walked in, we had 10,000 real dollars to use. 10,000 real dollars to distribute to people who needed it, using the guidelines of nonprofit philanthropy. The site visit definitely changed like my whole perspective, just being able to see what we were doing and just like quantify that.
Welcome everybody from Students for Giving. It's so good to see you again. Welcome to SARC. To give you a brief update on what we've done with your money, it was the first pot of money we spent. Our goal when we're interacting with students, the primary goal, if I was to give it to you in one or two sentences, is for adolescents to truly understand what contributes to sexual assault and what their role is in keeping it from happening.
This class gave us both sides of the nonprofit philanthropy world, where we got to experience what it is to be in a board of members, to sit around and make very important decisions that affect other people's lives, and the heated emotions that come into that. And then we also learned how to fill out a 990 form, how to review budgets and finances and all of that dirty work that a lot of people don't want to get into, but it was broken down in a great way.
There's so many business classes and not a lot of nonprofit classes, so this has kind of been like, oh, well, if there are more programs like this is definitely something I want to do.
This class alone digs deeper into these issues of giving and philanthropy and community need.
You know, I think a program like this that exposes people to how nonprofits work is a great way to evaluate whether that's something you want to look at in your career.
When you start learning about philanthropy from an academic standpoint, it puts you so much farther ahead of everybody else.
Don't be so hard on yourself. This is hard. 29 people making a decision like this.
Students for Giving is helping me to understand the process of grant making, of critical thinking.
What we would be funding is something called Camp Jumpstart, and they need $7,500 for this camp.
This is one of the few organizations here that had very little, or no state or government funding.
How much of the budget would our grant go towards?
For the students that are really engaging in a giving activity for the first time, it's formulative. It gives them the ability to formulate their thinking and experience what really can happen as a result of a strategically designed contribution.
What their focus is really teaching these parents how to come out of incarceration and be parents again.
We're trying to focus on needs-based, and some needs precede others. And I know this program personally, and they focus on reuniting broken families and the kids. They need their parents, so.
The nonprofit world deals with the issues that a lot of people try to turn a blind eye to. It's the hard, the difficult, the emotionally draining subjects.
The experience of coming together as a team, having a great academic debate, making the decisions, and then seeing the results and the gratitude of the organizations that received the money should have instilled a sense of optimism and hope for what even a small contribution can make.
This process with 20 some odd individuals to decide where the money would be best used was hard. It was challenging. It was tough. At times it was overwhelming. It was even a little frustrating at times. But we made it. We did it. And we did it together.
This is very, very important funding for us, and we're very grateful.
Nonprofits are going to benefit from this program because they're having a whole crop of students that are going to be educated, experienced, and coming into the workforce, the nonprofit workforce, with their own ideas already brewing.
If Students for Giving wasn't here at PCC, I think that we wouldn't have the opportunity to see how these nonprofits work, and it makes the nonprofit world accessible.
Students for Giving really opened my eyes to show that an average person, even with time constraints and in school working, can still get out there for a couple hours a week and actually make a difference, because what I've found out is that an hour that I volunteer, I do more good in that 1 hour than I do in 40 hours of working at my normal job.
I do feel like I could now walk into another organization. I know the steps to take now. If I wanted to begin my own nonprofit, if I wanted to expand on an idea I have.
I think Students for Giving it's a practical bridge where people can come, take an accounting class or take an introductory nonprofits class and make a difference, 5 miles away, 10 miles away, 20 miles away.
I'm here to tell you, a small contribution by an individual multiplied by a dozen, multiplied by 100, multiplied by 1,000 is what changes the community that we live in, and this kind of experience is where it can start.
I'm definitely more open to volunteer now and to work in a nonprofit organization than I was before taking this class.
It's changed my perspective on what I am going to do when I get out of school and how I'm going to make a difference.
The more people who help, the better off we all are.
I can help. I'm in a position where I can utilize my skills to help other people.
It's like you want to be like, I'm going to save Darfur today, I'm going to go save Bangladesh, but it's like I really gotta save the alternative school down my street first.
Look at it.
You're part of the group. You don't trust me?
That's my husband and Kevin.
We can Photoshop her in later.
It's not that hard. Put it sideways and land on the group.